Hi, it's the world famous Carcino. And let's talk about it. The movie Logan, the very last film of Hugh Jackman's run as the Great Wolverine. So I like to say, I won't spoil too much for you because it's spoiler free. We're not going to go into a lot of things. This is a fan friendly goodbye as far as Hugh Jackman playing Wolverine. They gave the fans what they wanted. The fans wanted to see blood. They got blood. This is the most violent Marvel movie I've ever seen. Daredevil, Deadpool gave them the entire green light to say, okay, we can go ahead and do this. And now because of Deadpool, they let Wolverine just go crazy. I mean, you saw claws through the face, everything. And we knew going into this is not a spoiler, that we were going to see the X-23. And for the most of you guys who don't know, X-23 is the female version of Wolverine. Now, this whole story is very interesting. It's played out like an old western. That's why in the film, you will see some scenes to a western film, is to pay homage to the theme of how this film is. And why do you think Hugh Jackman took a pay cut to make this film? No, this is based on the comic book, The Old Man Logan. A Gambit movie was attempted, but it would have been an epic failure. As the actor they wanted to play Gambit, um, his career ended up spiraling down, so that wasn't going to work. They tried it with the first Wolverine movie, and they tried Taylor Hitch as Gambit, and that wasn't going to work. Then they wanted to get what's his name, Benedict Cumberbatch, the one that played Doctor Strange. He was supposed to play Gambit, and people kept telling him, no, 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 cancel that. Not now. We don't have a Gambit. Then Tatum, or whatever, Channing Tatum, he was supposed to be Gambit. It went to him. All he does is throw cards. Now, see, on the cartoon, Gambit was a beast. Gambit did everything on the cartoons. So, yeah, the movie was very successful as far as showing where the fact that right now mutants are not around no more. I give the movie definitely uh, 3.5 stars out of 4. It's slow, as far as the usual. Oh, the Hey Bellew fight? Yeah, I got it right here on the PC. I got the volume down, watching it. So, yep. Hopefully Tony could pull it out. The movie's very long. What about that guy? Absolutely not true. Whatever craziness. I don't even know what that was about. What's coming out June 16th? You talking about a Tupac movie or I don't understand. Where would you even get something like that? You just come in here and throw something random like that? Who? Corey Holbom. Who in the world was that? I mean, Logan's not movie of the year. Now, don't go that far. It's extra violent and it's a comic book movie for the fans who want to see all that stuff. But the story is actually pretty interesting. It's got a lot of more story than the usual Marvel type movies. I am tired. Well, I gotta see him. I'm not very good with names. If he's a comedian from Chicago, I've probably seen him then. But other than that, I'm not very good with names. uh, we won't be doing that. If I get sleep, then yes, Paulie got knocked out with a body punch, body shot right to the liver. Boom! It's time for Paulie to let it go, man. That when you forget to tuck your elbows in, that means you've been out of the gym too long. He forgot to tuck his elbow in. That's the same punch that made Ricky Hatton say, "I'm out." When Master P can get the backing to put it out. I'm gonna have a lot of time to sleep when I'm no longer here. Now y'all done made me sleepy. People like, we came here to watch him sleep and go to bed. Bellew ain't surprising me. Why would you be surprised? David Hay is a bum. He is a straight bum. Now, here's some things about this movie, too, that I want to point out. The guy that's playing in here, that's why the comedy, and they had a lot of comedians that played in this film. But this is another thing right here. That was the guy, the character they played in here. He was in another one, but he's the guy that could track other mutants. So that's why they have him in there. He's Wolverine's like buddy now, but before the government used to use him to track down the other mutants, and he used to work for the government. So now he decided he's not doing that work anymore. And they're in a time where they're like no more mutants. The mutants are not being born anymore. So it would, what we were used to before as the mutants being the change into the new change is the mutants, and that's everything else. All that's wiped out now. Everything's going back to normal. No more mutants are being born. So yeah, so it was interesting on that theory alone, and you can get the old man Wolverine, the old man Logan comic book is not the same. It's completely different, but the certain elements are the same. We're not doing spoilers here, everybody. Everybody else is doing spoilers. I'm not doing it. I don't want to ruin it for the people that hadn't seen it. Only thing I will tell you is that there is no end credit. So when the credits start rolling, you can actually leave the theater. I will tell you that. Get Out is a terrifying movie with some comedy in it to try to keep you from killing somebody or running out of the movie theater. It's the last Wolverine movie for now. I know it's the last one for Hugh Jackman, and 17 years he's been in it. Well, that types into it. Kind of like go a little bit in the Tuskegee experiment. If you look up the Tuskegee experiment, this would kind of like shake some of the memories of what happened in Tuskegee, Alabama. But I remember last time we did this video. Oh yes, Deadpool 2. Yeah, there's an intro for. Not to say that's gonna be in Deadpool 2. It's just to announce Deadpool 2 is coming. It's a nice little funny scene they have in the beginning of the movie that comes on. Man, people just crazy now. They trying to shoot people for anything. That's why I only go outside to get food. I was just in the hood last night. But I remember we were talking last time, and yeah, the guy just brought it up. He called me and he said I was a liar. Well, he was talking about Adam and Eve, remember? And we said Adam and Eve were not the first people on earth. And I said that, and everybody got upset. And the first guy came in and told me I was a liar, and to prove it, he was like, "Prove it." So I said, okay, the next time I come on here, I'm going to prove it. Now, remember I told you Baal, the reign of Baal was going on and everything else. And God and everything. They were fighting over that. Of course, that's when he made Elijah. God got so tired of it. Told him, look, forget it. Forget all that. Go to them right now and tell them Baal followers what's up. So God made Elijah go up to them and tell them, look, pray to your God and ask him for something. I'm going to pray for my God and ask for something. He's going to do it. And then they all start rolling with him. But people used to name themselves. When I said the reign of Baal, people were saying Baal was some fictional thing. It wasn't a person. People were naming themselves after Baal. Like people here call themselves Sun God and God. People was naming themselves. The name Jezebel come from Baal. It was names just like that. They had Baal in their name. So all of that stuff was going on before the big meteor hit and damaged the earth. And when the earth was reborn, that's when you got Adam and Eve and everything else. And the guy said, well, prove what you're saying is correct. And I said, it's even in your Bible. In Genesis. And let's do the math. Everybody knows this story of Adam and Eve. Who was Adam and Eve's first son? Now, let's just go with the theory God created Adam and Eve, and here we go. Right? Let's stick with the sword. Cain. Okay, so that's 3 people on earth. Right? Adam, Eve, Cain. Right? So that's 3 people. Then came Abel. So that's 4 people on earth, right? That's 4 people on earth. Adam, Eve, Cain, Abel. Okay, we got 4. All right, I'm trying to see. Here we go. Now, who was paying attention? Okay, now we got 4 people. Cain killed Abel. We know that. Now we back to 3. Am I correct? Are you following me? We had 3 people. The body count, the first body was Abel. So now Cain, we got Adam, Eve, and Cain again. We right back to where we started. So we back to 3. Oh, you see where I'm going, Kevin Banks? I hope so. Okay, there's 3 people now. Now, Cain got to go. God said Cain had to get out, right? In Genesis, what, 4:13? What did they say? God told him he had to leave. What happened? He said, my punishment is too much for me to bear, to be banished to the land of Nod, which is the land of the wandering. What did he tell God? I can't go out there. And he was like, well, why? He's like, if I go out there, somebody might find me and kill me. Somebody? Who? It's just your mama and your daddy. Who is somebody? And he said, I'm going to put a mark on you so that anybody will touch you, they're going to have a death, a punishment worth 7 deaths. Time over. So who are they talking about? Who's out to kill him? Why would he be afraid to go out there? It's three people. See why that story don't make any sense? So that's your proof to the guy who said, well, I want to know the proof. Prove to me where these mystery people come from then. Who was he afraid of? Prove that to me. There were tons of people on the planet at that time. They lived in a land that God had made for them, and they were blessed to be in Eden. They had to go east of Eden to Nod, where they had to live like scavengers off a deserted land from when the meteor hit and the land was scarce and it wasn't no food. They had to go under underground rivers and go under the ground to live till it was safe to come back up top. Y'all don't know anything. People were living in a place called Hades. Hades is not hell. It was just a place, that a town that they built that was so far underground so that they could survive. It's a whole different thing. All of this happened. That's right, Peter North. We will see. Oh, I'm not gonna do that. You already saw what they did to the last one. We did. We told way too much information. The movie was really good. It was very interesting. I like the approach and the fact that Wolverine, they made him more humanized. You know, you start to see a guy who's really just don't want to have anything to do with people because of the simple fact is everybody around him seems that he cares about seem to die. So somebody that's torn is like, why are they even living right now? So you're kind of watching and you're focusing on it, like trying to see what's going to be the outcome of it. And then there's a lot of the way it was told. The director did a very good job. Who's my favorite villain of all time? Ah, man, that's hard to say because the villains are like my favorite people in the movie. They're the ones that my mom hate that I always root for the bad guy. So, oh, I didn't like a Apocalypse in the movie. One of my favorite villains is Fender from the movie Cyborg. He don't get enough credit, but Fender was fierce. The cannibal cyborg killer in the movie Cyborg with Jean-Claude Van Damme. Are you talking about my favorite villain from anything else? Oh, peace have defeated you. Peace has cost you your strength. Victory has defeated you. Ah, you think darkness is your ally. I was born in it. You merely adopted it. I had seen the light until I was a grown man. By that time, it was nothing but blindness. Yeah, see, the bad guys are not really bad guys. You know, they got a mission. They got a point of view. They got a side to tell. They ain't just bad to be bad. That's what ruined horror films. Because people saw the same villain. They kept doing the same thing over and over. People just started coming for the villain. They would go to the movies and start rooting for Freddy Krueger. He's killing kids. But they rooting for Freddy Krueger. I got Dr. Strange. No, you know what? Said that, Mr. Lee. I'm going to show you something right now. I got the boxing fight on up there. Down here. See what I got? Doctor Strange. On pause. On pause. Doctor Strange. Of course, I got the hologram version. Collector's edition. So I'm in the middle of doing two things. I'm watching the fight upstairs. Doctor Strange is on pause. Collector's edition. You were watching that movie in 4K? When it first came out and I saw the first 10 minutes, I said, I gotta watch that movie again. And on my TV. To see what it looked like in 4K. Woo, 4K is like it's right here in my living room. Now, Woodley fight tonight. And then the Kahib fight went off. She better not respond. If you took this long to respond, don't respond. That's the thing. If you do this, you might as well just take that route, go on TV and be like, I don't want to feed into that. They're just trying to use my name. Please, don't do it. Beast mode. I got the fight going on up here. It's going on right here on the PC. The fight is back and forth. But to me, I'm going with Bellew. I want him to expose this bum, David Hay. Oh, why I have so much background on the beefs? You want to know why? Because the guys talk more than women. Guys talk and gossip more than women. All the people be like, yo, man, keep your mouth shut. I came up under that. All they do is talk. That's why you see these dudes out here right now talking. A dude hit a chick. They can't wait to go tell 30 other dudes they didn't ran a chick. And they end up blowing it, and the chick don't want nothing to do with them no more. Stop the fight. No, I'm telling you the real. Buddy, Mr. Son or whatever, you don't know what you're talking about. I just give full details to stories that's already out there. These people, There are stories, pieces of stories I can't even tell you. That's why there's so many great stories that can never be told, because it would implement a lot of people in a lot of garbage. One of the stories was in Oakland. Another story was it's not even Oakland, but it's right by Oakland. It's the Bay. What's all the controversy about in the ring? I'm about to get back to that fight. Did David Hay pull a David Hay? In the middle of the fight, he pulled a David Hay? That's what I say too. But I need to get this, get everything set up here. We might go live doing the, we might go live during the, what's his name? Do a post-fight video. So let's end the Wolverine one now. We'll do a post-fight for the David Hay. Let me find out a little bit more about what's going on here. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. We out.